She said, "If you win the lottery, I will take half and leave you." She didn't know I had already won. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "If you ever win the lottery, I'll take half and walk away." I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because she didn't know I'd already scratched the ticket. And that's when I realized winning isn't always about the money. It wasn't a hypothetical. It was a confession. And it happened 6 months ago. Day 1. I still remember the buzz in my pocket, the electric thrill of the notification from the state lottery app. Congratulations. I was in the break room at work, hiding from my supervisor, George, and I thought it was a scam. A $5 winner, maybe. I logged in, my hands shaking so badly I mistyped the password twice. And then I saw the number. $8.7 million. The world tilted. My knees went weak and I had to brace myself against the vending machine. Adam Campbell was rich. I was free.
Hey, story lover. Welcome to the Narrative Hub, Reddit Stories. Believe me, this adventure gets wild, but it's only epic with you. Seriously, you make this possible. Want more stories? Greater adventure? Smash subscribe right now. Smash like. Comment below. Let's go.
It wasn't a hypothetical. It was a confession, and it happened 6 months ago, day 1. I still remember the buzz in my pocket, the electric thrill of the notification from the state lottery app. Congratulations! I was in the break room at work, hiding from my supervisor, George, and I thought it was a scam. A $5 winner, maybe. I logged in, my hands shaking so badly I mistyped the password twice. And then I saw the number. $8.7 million. The world tilted. My knees went weak, and I had to brace myself against the vending machine. Adam Campbell was rich. I was free. I vibrated all the way home. I was going to shout it from the rooftops. I was going to grab Susan Green, the woman I'd lived with for 9 years, and tell her she never had to work another shift at the diner. I bought a bottle of real champagne, the kind we only looked at through glass. I was ready to pop the cork when she threw her words at me over a pan of burnt lasagna. She was scrolling on her phone, her face lit by the blue light. "Saw another one of those stupid lottery winner stories," Susan said, her thumb swiping aggressively. "Guy's wife left him." She looked up, her eyes narrowing, and she gave me that cold, appraising look she'd perfected. "Just so you know," she said with a sharp little laugh, "when you finally win big, I'm gone with half, baby." The champagne bottle in my hand felt like a block of ice. My blood ran cold. She wasn't my partner. She was a vulture just waiting for a carcass. I nodded, forcing a smile. "Maybe one day," I managed to say. I put the champagne back in the fridge, untapped. That was the moment I stopped being her fool and started playing her game. This wasn't a ticket. It was a bomb, and she had just told me exactly where to place it. Day 2, I called in sick. I didn't go to a bank. I went to the sharpest financial lawyer in the city, Patrick Gonzalez. He had an office that smelled of old money and new leather. He didn't smile. I told him everything. The $8.7 million, the unpopped champagne, the exact words she had used. Patrick steepled his fingers. "Possession is 9/10 of the law, Mr. Campbell, but protection is the other 9/10. We are going to create an LLC, a blind trust. We are going to make this money disappear so completely, only you and the IRS will know where the map is. You will continue to live your life. You will go to work. You will pay your bills. You will be the man she knows, until you're not." So began the 6-month lie, the longest poker game of my life. I went back to my job. I listened to George. I ate the terrible lasagna, but I was watching her. Every complaint about our old car, every time she sneered at my paycheck, every new dress she bought and hid the receipt for. It was all evidence. I'd test her just to be sure. "What would you do if we were rich, Susan?" And she would list things. A European trip for her, a new convertible for her, a new house. That she would pick out, after she left her old life behind. Meanwhile, Patrick and I were architects of my new world. The money was moved from a state holding account to the trust. The trust then formed a shell corporation. The corporation began investing. It bought a small, beautiful condo downtown, paid in cash. It bought a new, sensible sedan, registered to the company, and parked in a secure garage I rented. I was building an exit piece by piece, right under her nose. 4 months in, she almost caught me, but she was looking for the wrong crime. She became convinced I was cheating. "You're so quiet, Adam," she'd accuse. "You're distant. Who are you texting?" She saw a text from a colleague, Jennifer Smith, about a project deadline. "Lunch was great, thanks for the help," and she exploded. It was the perfect cover. I let her catch me. I let her search my phone, where she found nothing but work emails and lottery app alerts, which I'd left to make her think I was still a hopeful fool. She thought she'd won that battle, re-establishing her control. It blinded her to the real war I was winning. Day 180. Today, 6 months to the day. Patrick called me this morning. "The assets are firewalled, the apartment is ready, the accounts are liquid. The game is over, Mr. Campbell. You just have to decide when to stop playing." I hung up. I looked at our apartment. The peeling wallpaper, the dripping faucet, the life I was about to shed. She came home from work in a storm, complaining about a customer, the rain, her life. "I'm so sick of this dump," she said, throwing her bag on the floor. "I swear if you don't get that promotion." "I didn't," I said. "Of course not," she snapped. "But we do need to talk about our finances, Susan." Her eyes lit up, not with joy, with raw, unfiltered greed. "Oh," she said, her voice suddenly sweet. "Did you get the promotion? Did your uncle finally kick it?" "No," I said, keeping my voice perfectly level. "I won the lottery." The silence was a vacuum. Her glass of water froze halfway to her lips. She was calculating. I could see the numbers ticking behind her eyes. Then, the smirk. The one I'd seen 6 months ago. The one that had cost her $8.7 million. Well, she said, trying to sound casual, her hands trembling. "How much?" $8.7 million, I said. 6 months ago." The color drained from her face. The smirk evaporated. What do you mean 6 months ago?" "I mean," I said, walking to the kitchen table and pulling out a thick, legal-looking stack of papers Patrick had prepared, "that the day I won was the day you told me your plan. I'll take half and leave. Do you remember that, Susan?" She lunged for the papers, but I was faster. "You can't. We're together. Common law, I get half. That's the law." "You are absolutely right," I said, and her face relaxed for a split second, triumphant. "You do get half." I pushed one set of papers toward her. "This is the LLC that holds the $8.7 million. It's an impenetrable, offshore, blind trust. It's untouchable. You will never see a single red cent of it." Her face contorted in a mask of rage. You can't. I'll sue you. I'll take everything. I'll take the car. I'll take this apartment." "That's where the second pile comes in," I said, tapping the other stack. This is your half. I spent the last 6 months organizing our shared assets. You were right, I was distant. I was busy." I slid the top paper over. It was the credit card bill, the one with the $4,000 charge for a weekend trip she'd won. And the next, the car loan for her car, which was underwater, the outstanding rent. Our joint checking account, which was, as of an hour ago, completely empty. "You see, Susan, I'm leaving, and I'm taking my half, which is the $8.7 million. You wanted your half, and your half is the $34,000 in joint debt we racked up while you were waiting for me to hit it big. Congratulations, you're a winner." She didn't scream, she didn't cry, she just deflated, the fire, the greed. It all evaporated, leaving an empty, terrified shell. She looked at the debt. She looked at me. "You can't just leave me with this," she whispered, her voice cracking. I picked up my keys from the hook by the door. I didn't have a bag. Everything I owned was already at the new condo. "You said it yourself, Susan. You said if I won, you'd take half and leave. You got the order wrong. I won, and I'm leaving. You get to keep your half." I walked out the door and didn't look back. The air outside was cold, but I didn't feel it. She thought she was setting the rules for a game that hadn't even started. She was wrong. The game was over before she even sat down at the table.